What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days. We do have some interesting topics to discuss. We have, of course, a new update on a new target at right back. The Feyenoord right back is being tracked by Deco as a good option, youth, versatility to come in that position for Barcelona, who of course we are looking for players in that area. We have some big sale updates on Inaki Pena and Ansu Fati, renewal update on Szczesny as well. Injury updates, of course, we're getting absolutely cooked right now with injuries. Cubarsi, Casado, Christensen, and even a Bernal update we all have in this video. Updates on that March 27th game being against Osasuna, that is now official, confirmed. It will not change. How we're going to cope with that. Espai Barca update, will we return to spot by Camp Nou or not? And a cheeky little preseason tour update as well. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below and let's try and get to 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. And also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days, and the only player that we have been officially and reliably linked with is a new right back that has emerged on the table as an option, and it is Givairo Read, the right back from Feyenoord. Tony Juan Martins come out saying that Barca is reportedly monitoring 18-year-old Feyenoord right back Givairo Read, who fits the criteria of youth, potential growth, and versatility, and he can also play as a left back. His transfer valuation right now is around 4 million euros according to Transfer Market. However, Barcelona may face competition from other top European clubs, including Liverpool, who are also interested in the promising defender. A couple of things here that are really triggering me. Number one, it says here fits the criteria: potential growth, versatility, I like that, youth. I guess Hector Fort and Gerard Martin are just pissing themselves. This is what I don't understand. What Barcelona need right now in both fullback position is someone of quality. The youth is already there. We have John Martin, who looks alright. Again, it's a terrible start. Now it's looking okay. Hector Ford, who looked great last season, has gotten little to no opportunities this season. We have youth already in this team. This team needs experience. I won't even say experience, just someone who's at least semi-decent, already a main name, can come in and can, provide some good coverage and competition. I mean, I can't really think of someone off the top of my head, but for example, Ronaldo from, here's a perfect example, I would say right now, Jose Gaya. Valencia look like they could be getting relegated. He'll be on the cheap, something like that. Of course, I don't think Jose Gaya would leave Valencia unless they get relegated, but a profile like that, experience, can do a job, can learn, can teach ball day and all this sort of stuff, something like that for the right back position. We already have youngsters, we already have youth going out there and wasting our time and negotiating, spending probably, let's say, 6-7 million euros plus, let's say, add-ons. We've done this road before with Semedo, Junior Frimpong, Alex Vidal. Like, we've been there, done it. We need someone that has growth, that has ability, someone who's, I would say, not 18, someone who's like 22, 23, or like 23, like between the age of 22 and 27, somewhere around there where they have already passed that youth, they're entering their prime, and they can take that next level up. That is what we need at right back and left back, not another youngster. But wait and see what happens. I mean, again, this is just initial reports. He's probably the only one. Like, for example, you know what? I would say this: Andre Ratiu of Rayo Vallecano. I'd rather sign him for 15-20 million euros than Reed, because at least he has some league experience. He's not a youth. He's pushing into his prime years. He can provide for us something now. Someone who's reliable in good scenarios. Youth, he comes in, it's 50-50, right? He can come in and adapt well and do okay, or he can come in and flop. Look what happened with Serginho Dest. Came in, so much promise, so much talent. In the end, it didn't work out. This could be the exact same thing. I think Barcelona need to move away from youth for the fullback position. You want to go youth somewhere else? Sure, we could talk about it then. But what the fullback position need is strong competition. You already have Bolly, who's youth. You have Kunde now, who's about a year or two away from his prime. That needs some more stability apart from Reed. Again, I never seen him play before, so I can't really judge it, but I'm just going off based on the report and some clips that I've seen in compilation. So we'll wait and see what happens. But again, there are, of course, strongly reports saying that we are linked with Reed as a potential new right back option. Probably him and Ratiu of Vallecano are probably the two main names for Barcelona to bring in to reinforce the right back position. Let's discuss the players that have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past few days. First up, a big one, that is Ansu Fati. The reason why I say it's a big one, because of course he's on a fat wage. He earns around 150 to 175,000 euros per week. Of course, at the time of the renewal, 100% justified. Right now, he is absolutely rinsing us. Now, Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Barcelona still plans to sell Ansu Fati in the summer to sign a new winger. After rejecting all the January approaches, Ansu Fati will be back on the market in July, but the final decision, of course, rests with the player, who turned out multiple bids in the winter but may reconsider now, and Barcelona's ability to sign a replacement depends on fair play regulations. Again, we already know that. We have Christensen coming out saying that there's a major concern within Ansu Fati's camp regarding the player's minutes. His environment, particularly his dad, has expressed their dissatisfaction around the situation. They said that Ansu is trying hard in training but has not been rewarded. I don't want to hear a peep, an absolute freaking peep out of his dad. This is what happened 2 summers ago. His dad can absolutely zip it and shove it where the sun does not shine. I'm not going to go into that. Finally, the reliever Alex Pentel came out saying that Ansu Fati has no place in Hansi Flick's team, and plus he will be on the market in the summer, but the final decision will be, of course, on the player. But the club and the players' camp have both been very clear. While Fati wants to succeed at Barcelona, physically, he isn't good, is what the club say. So again, taking that conservative treatment after the surgery was the incorrect decision in the end. Of course, it's now in hindsight. We know what happened afterward. Maybe at the time, I understand why at the time he didn't do it. He already had a year out with that big surgery, affected him emotionally, physically, and all that stuff. So he went for the conservative treatment, but in the end, that absolutely cost him his career. And this is why I sold my stocks in Ansu in July. I mean, the fact that he's got injured 3 times this season, all 3 of them being in training session, says enough really on his state. I thought he would be, the answer for us. I thought he would be not the answer per se, but someone to, provide some good coverage when Lamine Yamal gets injured. We got Ansu, we can rely on him. And that time when Lamine Yamal was injured, Ansu could, of course, done something there, but he was injured as well at the time, so it didn't really, bolster his PR and his reputation. But I think it's time for Ansu to leave. I also think it's time for number 10 to be moved on to someone else, because the number 10, of course, is a big number. Barcelona can sell like no tomorrow with the right person. So either Lamine or Neymar can get it this summer. So I think it's time to move on Ansu, not only for himself and also to free up the wage bill, also maybe recuperate some money as well, and also, of course, mainly to free up that number 10. And the next player that is probably on the same boat as Ansu Fati in terms of leaving the club this summer is Inaki Pena. There are reports suggesting that Celta Vigo are showing a strong interest in bringing in Inaki Pena this summer. Of course, our current keeper Guaita is now kind of, reaching the end of his career, so they probably want to, rejuvenate that position. I'm also hearing that a lot of other teams in La Liga are also interested in Inaki Pena as well. I'm hearing Osasuna like him. I'm hearing also as well that Real Mallorca like him as well. There are reports that say that Girona as well are keen on him. So again, there are interests there, which is good. This is a player that we should be getting rid of this summer, let's be honest here. I mean, I think it really depends on someone else's future that we'll talk about in just a few seconds, but 5-10 million for him, get him gone. Again, he's had 2 runs at the number 1 position at Barcelona. He failed both times, and I think it's time now to realize that he is not at the level or capability to be the number 1 choice goalkeeper for Barcelona at any point in his career. So I think it's time now to say sayonara to Inaki. Of course, he has only 1 year left on his contract this summer as well, so either sell or he walks away next summer for free. So now's the time, I think, to sell him. So we'll wait and see what happens. Again, we're waiting for that final decision from another goalkeeper, which we'll talk about again in just a few seconds. But again, Inaki Pena very likely to leave Barcelona on a permanent basis this summer. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Just one update, it is on the guy who replaced Inaki Pena, Wojciech Szczesny. Now, Luis Rojo of Marca has come out saying that Barcelona and Szczesny are in negotiations for a new contract. The idea is for him to stay for another year, but other formulas as well are being studied. There's a report saying that, he can sign a 6-month deal plus 6 months as well, depending if he stays. If they're saying it takes a spot, he can just dip and go retire. There is negotiations like that. And also his agent was speaking to Christensen, saying that we will easily reach an agreement to renew his contract with Barcelona. The player is very happy in Barcelona, and Barcelona is very happy to have him, so we will understand each other very easily. So again, reaching an agreement is not an issue. The issue is on the player's decision. Will he say yes to staying or no? Will depend on if we win trophies, or if we don't win trophies will depend on if, he will be the starter over Ter Stegen or not. All these things will be, something he'll have to discuss. He did say in an interview recently that I covered in the last video that he will decide his future soon. I don't know what soon means. I think he probably should wait until the end of the season, but if he doesn't wait, we'll wait and see. I think, of course, personally, I'd like him to stay. I think he is better than Ter Stegen right now, and Inaki Pena, and Nasser Laga, and coach, and he is the best goalkeeper at the club. I think him and Ter Stegen would have some good competition next season, but I think if I'm Szczesny, coming off the back of retirement, no connection with Barcelona whatsoever, if we win the lot, I'd probably dip. Just remember, have my name be like untainted, unscathed. If we don't win, certain things, will he stay? If we win 1 or 2 trophies, if we win nothing, will he stay or not? I think it all comes down to personal preference to himself. So wait and see what happens with Tech. But again, reaching an agreement for renewal is not an issue. It's all down to the player's final decision. Let's now discuss some of the injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. Very, very heated discussion, of course, post international break and us having a big run after this international break. And first game in, freaking Cubarsi already gets injured. He left, I think, in the first half of the the Spain national team's match against Netherlands, first leg quarterfinals of the Nation League. He went off with an ankle injury. When he went off, the reports were going crazy. Oh, ankle sprain, out for a month, blah, 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 this and that. But after the game, after he did his actual test, all the reports unanimously agreed that the initial scan shows that Pau Cubarsi has sustained a minor sprain in his ankle, and it is nothing serious. Miguel also tweeted, "Keep calm on Cubarsi, nothing serious," which of course is positive news. And Santi Ovila came out and said that it'll be determined later on today if Cubarsi will play on Sunday for Spain. If not, he will of course be sent back to Barcelona. The hope from Barcelona's perspective, of course, is that he is sent back. Again, it is a minor knock. He probably should be out, I would say, between 1 to 3 weeks. I think he will miss the Osasuna games. I'll be shocked if he stays for Spain. Of course, that'll be big news that Messi is fully fit, which is of course a positive. De La Fuente, the Spanish national team manager, said after the game that Cubarsi has a small sprain. We hope and want him to be with us on Sunday. In principle, it doesn't seem serious and we have to monitor him, but of course, we will not risk anything. So of course, I'm positive there from De La Fuente. So Cubarsi maybe only played one game during the international break, which would be a nice sight to see. They have already called up a replacement in the event that Cubarsi cannot continue, so we'll wait and see what happens with Pau. But again, a little bit of a knock there, nothing too serious, and hopefully does not play the second leg and just gets sent back to Barcelona immediately. So we'll wait and see on the final judgment. Again, nothing too serious. If there is an injury, I suspect he'll be out for probably 1 to 3 weeks, just like very similar to what happened with Inigo in the Atletico Madrid game. Speaking on that game, of course, the injury that was confirmed in that game was Casado. The club released an official statement the day after doing the second scan, saying that no surgery will be undertaken. He will go conservative treatment, and the club did confirm he'll be out for 2 months. If he is out for 2 months, he's out for the rest of the season. Yes, he could make a Champions League final. If he gets fit, he's not going to play anyway. So he is out essentially for the rest of the season. But again, he should be fully fit way before preseason, which of course is a massive positive. So Casado really right now, one eye on next season, speedy recovery, and hopefully a healthy recovery for him. A player who's had very struggling healthy recoveries since joining Barcelona is of course your boy Andreas Christensen, who probably right now we are absolutely on our knees, desperate to come back fit ASAP. Miguel came out with some positive news saying that Andreas Christensen is expected to return to training next week after an 8-month injury layoff, with medical team exercising caution due to his previous relapses, and his return could provide a timely boost to the team's defensive options. Of course, he's not played a single second for Barcelona this season. He of course only played, I think, did he play the John Gemper against Monaco? I think he played that game. So he hasn't played since then. Again, he's come back fully fit twice and got injured twice in training. Once, of course, in December and then once in February. We really need him. I mean, with Cubarsi already on, limbs, with us having so many games week in, week out, Christensen from that first season, the double season of the Xavi, would be absolutely sensational. Whether it be at center back or in the pivot, he would be absolutely golden. He would be like a new sign. Like, we just open the transfer window, get a world-class player like him. Again, he is world-class. He's fantastic. He's brilliant. He's definitely on the level of Barcelona. The guy just cannot stay fit to save his life. So hopefully he can come back and provide that extra boost, that that history. If we go and win we win everything. Oh, everyone, Christian came back in March and saved us. That would be a huge story, and a very nice story as well. So hopefully that can be the case, but don't get your hopes up. I am predicting that Christensen will not play again for Barcelona. I think he will not play again this season. I think he'll be sold in the summer, but hopefully I am wrong. And finally, another positive injury update. Bernal. Tony Juan Martinez come out saying that Bernal is making strong progress in his recovery from his ACL injury and will soon begin light training on the pitch at the Barcelona Ciudad Deportiva Joan Gamper. After months of only doing gym work to strengthen his upper body and lower body, he'll now start with gentle juggling and soft directional changes, while Barcelona's initially planned a full year of rehabilitation. Similar to Gavi, his recovery is ahead of schedule and he could return in under 11 months. Despite the cautionary approach, the club remains confident in his potential and sees him playing a key role once fully fit. Of course, we knew what Bernal was doing in those first 3 games of the season and also in preseason, so he's kind of like the DM side. We do need a DM, but with Bernal coming in, he is that DM solution. If you could, if we don't have Marc Bernal, I'll be saying for Barcelona, we need a DM this summer, but we of course have him returning, so we don't need one. He's of course what you call world-class potential. Of course, Xavi rated him ahead of Casado, and also Flick had Bernal ahead of Casado, so that just shows what level he was at. And of course, you remember those games against Valencia at the Mestalla, Athletic Club at home, and then even that game against Rayo Vallecano where he dropped an absolute masterclass in that game before he got injured. It shows the talent that we do have there. Very, very excited to see him next season. let's discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past few days. Firstly, in regards to preseason, Fernando Polo has come out saying that Barcelona has received offers to play friendlies in China and Venezuela, with the Venezuelan proposal including multiple matches over several years. The club is considering these options as part of their plans for next summer's tour, which will also include visits to South Korea and Japan. So of course, the past 2 or 3 years, all the preseason has been done in America, and the club kind of want to shift focus and visit the Asian country, which of course where majority of the market is, because the majority of people on earth are there. So a big market there for Barcelona to explain. Hopefully do that, and again we'll wait and see on what countries we do visit. I think Japan and South Korea are confirmed. We're just waiting for one more decision, either being China or Venezuela, with Venezuela offering us more games over the course of a few years, so kind of a more of a tour contract set to be agreed over multiple seasons, where China maybe are just asking for a couple of games this season. So we'll wait and see on the final details. South Korea, Japan confirmed, but that final destination, that final country is to be confirmed for the Barcelona Asian tour for 2025. Now, one of the main reasons why I'm looking forward to next season is to freaking get the hell out of the Montjuic and go back to the beautiful, new, fantastic Spotify Camp Nou. We of course can potentially return there this season, and we do have an update on that. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona has extended the season pass for Estadio Olympic Luis Campos until the end of the 24-25 season. Of course, this season, as delays in the Camp Nou renovation continue due to material shortages, labor challenges, and weather disruptions. So while the club has not entirely ruled out the return of the Camp Nou for the final match of the season, uncertainty remains, making it increasingly unlikely this season. I've seen the latest clips of the Camp Nou. To be honest, it looks alright, but the issue that I have, the grass has not been put in. The grass needs about a month to be planted, embedded, cured, to be ready to play high-level football on. If the grass ain't in by April 1st, I think we're cooked. So we got about, a week and a half left for them to put the grass in. In terms of the seats, the stadium lights, they all look great. Of course, they transport in and out of the stadium in terms of construction and it being safe is still in question. I mean, I've always been very adamant that we will return to this Camp Nou this season. I thought we'd come back in February, if not worst case scenario, Clasico, which of course is in May. At this point, this is probably my first time ever having doubts. I wouldn't say it's not looking good, bruv, but it's not looking promising. I still think, based on what I've seen, the seats are almost all done. The 60,000 seats, I think they're at 45,000 now seats installed, so 15,000 more in the next month and a half, definitely capable. My only issue for me is fans coming in and out of the stadium, the VIP boxes as well, the commercial boxes for the journalists still need to be put in so they can come and report on the game and all that jazz, and of course the grass as well. That's probably the biggest one. So we'll wait and see. I think the Camp Nou, honestly, if I was to guess based on my knowledge, based on my experience, I would say it's probably about 65% ready, which again, I think that other 40% though does take some time. I think that other 40% will probably take 2 to 3 months, and of course we don't have that. We need the stadium ready, I would say, in about a month and a half for that El Clasico. I think semi-finals of Champions League now is pretty much cooked at this point, since we already played the round 16 against Benfica. So all the Champions League games 100% will be at the Montjuic. Clasico will basically, the new Camp Nou will only be for the Clasico and the last 2 home games of the season, which I think is Villarreal and someone else. So we'll see how things do play out, but right now, very, very hard for Barcelona to play at the Camp Nou this season. But of course, 1000% beginning of next season, we will be back in the stadium. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is in regards to the Osasuna match, of course, that was postponed due to the death of the first team doctor, Carlos Munera Garcia. It was, of course, rescheduled to March 27th. It was absolute uproar. Both Barcelona and Osasuna appealed the decision by the federation, and the federation yesterday announced to both teams that their appeal has been rejected. Not surprised. Like I said to you guys in the video, I'd be shocked if it was accepted. Again, they showed the case of Real Madrid Celta Vigo having the same situation, I think 8 years ago. But since, of course, Barcelona are on top in La Liga, we're dominating everything. We beat the federation to the Olmo and fouled the registration. They're of course pissed off at us. So I'm not surprised whatsoever this was rejected. But this is gonna cause some serious problems for Barcelona. Of course, right now, Araujo and Rafinha will not be in that game. Rafinha, of course, played yesterday for Colombia, got no yellow cards. He will be available for the next Brazil game, which is against Argentina. Huge, massive, intense game as well. Of course, I think Araujo will be playing Argentina, I think today or tomorrow. So again, big games there in South America. And also, of course, some of their squad players like Fermin, Pablo Torre, Gerard Martin will be at the under-21s. Hector Fort will be with the under-19s team for Spain. So basically everyone is on international duty. I think, let me get the squad list up here. Actually, I have the report right here from Mundo Deportivo. Barcelona's first team players who did not receive international call-ups include Ansu Fati, Gavi, Szczesny, Szczesny, Pena, Balde, Eric Garcia, Pau Victor, who were given a 5-day break recently from the coach, and of course will now play in that Catalonia Super Cup. So of those, Gavi and Szczesny and Balde are the 3 starters. Those are, I mean, they all have to play. And Ansu Fati coming in 3 months after not even touching grass, not even warming up half the time, going to come in and start against Osasuna for me is crazy. Of course, on the positive side, a little bit, Osasuna, of course, has some big players out on international duty. Brian Zaragoza injured, thank God for that. Budimir on international duty with Croatia actually scored against France, so he'll be, of course, a bit tired as well. So they'll have a little bit of effect, but not as much as Barcelona. We have basically our whole squad gone. They only have, 5 or 6 players gone, which they can definitely cope with the squad that they do have. So again, we have Osasuna, then we have Girona, then you have Atleti in the cup, then you have Betis on the weekend, then Dortmund, then Leganes, then Dortmund. 7 games in the space of about, I think, 16, 17 days, or 21 days, something like that. I'm telling you this right now for free. This is, of course, March 21st. We will not win all these games. We're going to lose a game. I'm not going to go undefeated still. One of these games, we're going to lose. I think it really comes down to Flick now. I'll decide which game is best to lose. Do you want to, take the hit in the cup? Of course, Champions League, you don't want to do that. You want to take a hit in the league game. At what point? Hopefully, the squad players are coming clutch. This is why Christensen coming back is so huge. And I just don't really see, again, Pau Victor as well. He's not played any minutes whatsoever in the past 2 months. So you're relying on Ansu Fati and Pau Victor to really, salvage Barcelona out of this case. Very interested and very curious to see what Flick's life will be for Osasuna on March 27th. But we're stuck in the situation, and we'll hopefully pray to God that we can end up surviving. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well. Let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. What are your thoughts on Read being, of course, a target? Do you agree with me saying that we should go with someone, a bit more not youth, or do you like the Read option? Your thoughts on the Ansu Inaki Pena sales, and they will happen or not this summer? On Cubarsi's injury, are you worried about the injury crisis alongside, of course, the Osasuna match on March 27th? Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.
Yeah.